Hello everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. Happy Saturday to you and your family. Thank you for taking the time to watch, of course, and hopefully learn a thing or two here today. My goal is to help you become a better trader. So if you want to learn a lot more, I have a Trading Academy community and Signal group, link in the description below if you're interested. I offer discounts for third world countries and military. If you'd like to reach out, I can fill you in on what that entails. Now, here's kind of what's going on with Bitcoin. We had a pretty red day yesterday. It was a Friday. No surprise, Fridays and Mondays have a tendency of being pretty strong sell-off days. So just kind of a little heads up here. If we do see a little rally this weekend, which was very repeating similar behavior, you could say, only with lower highs and lower lows, we had two solid green days over the weekend and then a red day on Monday. Okay, so just be prepared. If we see a green weekend, Monday could be a bloodbath. That's very, very commonplace. And once again, it happens a lot based on the fact that the price has been gapping down on the traditional markets over the weekends. Okay, so when Bitcoin goes up over the weekend, then we got a gap down from the traditional market. Those things tend to correlate, and Bitcoin aligns itself and decreases in price and value. Okay, so it's essentially something just to kind of pay attention to, thrown out there, public service announcement. Mondays and Fridays, always try to be careful, especially closer to market open and closes, because once again, the traditional market is very much an influencer here. So taking a look at some of the moving averages, we're below all of them, of course, but the 20 is starting to average itself out. So, of course, getting back up above that would be a very important thing. But the truth is, we're below all moving averages here. We are below the 20 on the monthly, which is extremely important to acknowledge, and the likelihood of us staying under there for at least a few more months is very likely, which pretty much implies that 44,000 would be kind of a highest point, or maybe more so to say 40,000. That's roughly where the 20 is going to start averaging itself out, between 40 and 44. So I know we're in the 29.5 range right now, but generally speaking, if the price were to come back up and pump, probably get rejected by the 20-day SMA, which would be probably in the range of 40 to 44,000 by then. Okay, so just kind of something to heads up on there, just kind of a shelf or an elephant in the room. 37,500 is actually a regular support level that should reject out first, but just letting you know, if we were to get some kind of rally, it probably won't get past that immediately. Once again, if we hold down the price lower for the next couple of months, which we're expecting, and the price just say trends down closer to 21 to 24,000, then we could very well see a strong rally back up to 40 plus. Okay. In fact, that'll probably likely happen if we look at its history. I've covered that before, but generally speaking, when we're under the 20, we spent about 6 months under the 20-day simple moving average, and we're about a month and a half into this, if that makes sense. Okay. Once again, we have a nice support level at 21,000. Tentatively on the 50-day SMA, and we can see the same thing with the 200 on the weekly. It's right there, right at about 22,000. So do I feel like we're going to see a price point lower than 21/22,000? In short, I don't believe so. I think that we are going to probably see some kind of bounce in that regard, or something opposite of that. And let's go ahead and touch on this too here as well, because TD Sequential, we're about 6 weeks into this bearish divergence. So not to say that it won't continue past that, but traditionally when we hit a 9 on the weekly, it's going to either consolidate or recover. Now, you could argue the fact that we haven't hit that point yet, so what's the big deal? But hypothetically, if you take this continuation, we have 3 more weeks worth of red, followed by a potential green week or 2 or 3. Again, there's no guarantees in that, because obviously back in November all the way through to January, we saw that bearish divergence occur, and then we got that reset, and then it just came right back down again. Okay, so just know though, when you hit a 9 on the weekly, it is very common for the price action to inevitably recover. I mean, it kind of tried recently, of course, but we had a pretty significant sell or resistance level at about 48,000. Anyways, just something to kind of pay attention to, so you understand that we are, we're getting somewhat exhausted to the downside. Even though I feel like it's going to continue still, we need to understand that that the larger time frames are telling us that we're getting to this kind of crazier state. But once again, you got to understand too, Bitcoin jumped up phenomenally beginning of the year, so it's very practical to understand that the price is going to continue to come lower, just based on the overall sense that we have like this significant shelf at 30,000, and we're now below that. We're averaging closer to 29, but once again, 30,000 is kind of got a magneticism to it, whereas the price is basically staying right there. So we could actually be range bound for the moment between 27 and 32,000. That's a very strong likelihood. That being said, looking at the RSI, we can see, of course, the price is coming down as well as the RSI coming up. So again, that's kind of that hidden bearish divergence. Excuse me, sorry. That I've kind of talked about before, whereas the actual price action continues to make lower highs, yet the RSI is making higher highs. Okay, so again, that contrary information basically just means that the fact that RSI is increasing, the price is coming down, shows that there's tremendous selling pressure, and that they'll likely continue until one of these two trend lines is broken. Okay, so it's generally kind of what we're looking at there, just to kind of understand what a hidden bearish divergence kind of looks like. And taking a look at the 4-hour too, we can see that we're kind of just averaging right here, fair to middling, kind of just going straight sideways for the most part, kind of just hanging out above and or below the moving averages. So honestly, moving averages don't mean too much here at this point, based on the fact that we have kind of a squeeze in price action and there's no definitive direction yet. But the truth is, it's never ideal to be kind of trending super close to that, because it does kind of imply there might be a breakout soon, and a breakout could very well come to the downside. Okay, so we just got to kind of acknowledge that. But truth is, we're trending right around 50 on the RSI as well, and that's just kind of shows you that there's no specific strength on either side right now. There's just implying there's a tremendous amount of selling and buying pressure right at 30,000, which is pretty much what we expect. It's a point of contention. It's like the last support level before we might see a potential price point lower, based on summer of last year hitting 29,500 as well. So we're pretty much averaging out right at the lowest point in which Bitcoin has as a support level. If it continues lower, it can put us in a position to obviously have some problems. So either way, that's kind of where we're at there on the 4-hour. Last thing we can maybe note is taking a look at the 1-hour. We can see the cloud. We're below that once more, and we were able to catch a nice short position here yesterday, and it was really kind of cool to be able to kind of take advantage of this downtrend, but you could kind of see how the price was getting rejected out. I apologize. There's a barking dog here in the house. Hopefully that didn't alert your animals. All right, we can go and wrap it up here, but honestly, for the most part, we can kind of see, though, that generally speaking, there isn't really any type of transitionary thing to tell us that the price action is bouncing back and coming back. We need to acknowledge the fact that we are still making lower highs on the hourly, and you can potentially say that we're making lower lows, even though we just kind of bottomed out here, so to speak. So that the tentative bottom for now is 28,800. That's essentially where the price action has bottomed out in the last 2 or 3 trading days. But once again, still making lower highs. So until we can kind of break that and start making higher lows, we're going to be probably in this continuation pattern to the downside. Okay. So again, I would expect more, the price is more likely to come down than it is to come up. But once again, if it were to start coming up, just don't get super excited. We still need to honor this trend line. And until we can break back above that, as well as some key level supports, such as the moving averages, more so specifically the 50, not necessarily even the 20. If we can get over the 50-day SMA on the daily, we'll be in good shape. Okay, and once again, that'll probably put us next month or the month after, June or July. We'll likely be able to see a price point back up above that if the price continues sideways. Okay. Again, there's no guarantees, but I tell you what, it's been an interesting little ride here. So just be smart and careful with your long positions, because it is a bit of a gamble right now. And just make sure that you also, dollar cost average as the price comes down. I've been really enjoying adding to my position at 30,000. It's tremendously better than 40, 50, or 60,000, right? And you know what? There's a great chance the price will continue lower. So do not put everything you have into it right now. It's even though lump sum investing can be beneficial, dollar cost averaging is proven to be more beneficial in a declining market. Okay, and that's where we're at right now. So just some friendly advice: continue to add to your position, but do not invest everything you possibly have into it right now, because it's kind of a lacking strength. All right, and until we break some key level resistances, we're kind of stuck in this situation for a little while. So I would come to terms with the next 2 months at the very least likely being bearish, with potential little pumps here and there. And once we get the price to average out perhaps at a lower price point, then we can start to see a slow recovery to the upside. I think that'll happen probably mid to late summer. That seems more practical at this point. All right, so that's kind of where we're at there. I hope you did learn something here today. Of course, if you want to become a better trader, CryptoCache.tech is the site. Link in the description below. And I do look forward to working with you. Thank you so much to all of my current community members just for your continued support, as well as my subscribers too. I get some really awesome feedback, and I greatly appreciate your insight. So thank you again for watching me so far for the last year and a month, or about 13 months in. It's really been a great experience. Thanks again so much. All right, we'll see you all in the next video. Have a good rest of your day and a wonderful weekend. Thank you.